situation. Johnson gets the green light. We're underway from Three Rivers Stadium. Good to have you with us. High end over-ender is going to be taken by Woodson after 3. Across the 20, Collins is soon to the 30, to the 35, and down at the 37-yard line. Outstanding field position for the Pittsburgh Steelers to start their first drive of the day. Offensively, that line is as healthy as it's been since the start of the season. Jackson, Rainsford, Dawson, Long, and Ilkin up front. And in the offensive backfield, along with Bubby Brisker, Hodge, and Worley, along with Stone, Lips, and the tight end, the former Minnesota Viking, Mike Malarkey. Now, when the Steelers go to their extra wide receivers, we'll get to that in a second. It's 1st and 10. Worley's got it. He's got a huge gain across the 45, and a first down into Bengals territory. Down to the 46-yard line of Cincinnati. Leon White in on the stop, but it was a 17-yard gain for Tim Worley.
And Joel, where they ran, is Tunch Ilkin, who is the right tackle, and Terry Long, who is the right. Happens. They want to run the ball. If they can get Worley with 100 yards, they can win the ball game. This is what they feel.
1st and 10 coming up. They spot it down to the 46-yard line. Same tandem in the backfield to sweep for Worley. Breaks a couple of tackles. It looked like he was going to be stopped at the original line. Instead, he's down to the 43-yard line for a gain of close to 3. Let's look at the rest of the offensive alignment today for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2nd and 7. The ball at the 43-yard line of Cincinnati, and that's the ultimate coming in for the Steelers today. They just want to chew it up on the ground. Worley goes to the wing back. Hodge the only one to the backfield. It's Merrill Hodge. And he's down the original line, the 43-yard line. Jim Scow, who's off to a sensational start this year for the Cincinnati Bengals, in on his first stop of the day.
It's amazing about Jim Scow. Last week when he got off the plane, they had to rush him to the hospital because of dehydration. I mean, he gives you 100% all of the time.
So the ball still at the 43-yard line. Should be the first pass attempt of the day for Bubby Brisker. Work out of the shotgun. Bubby Brisker tries to run for the first down. He's got the first down. Inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. He is one tough customer. Or rather 37 of 49 pass attempts. 1st and 10 at the Bengals 34, and Rodney Carter out of the backfield in motion. They give to Hodge, plowing straight ahead down to the 31 for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 now with the ball at the 31-yard line. Brisker for Rodney Carter. Close to the first down marker. Marker with flags down on the play. He's out of automatic first down on the defensive penalty. Worley out of the backfield in motion on 1st and 10 from the 26. Hodge gets it. And Hodge with the power blocking out in front takes it down to the 20 for a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 with the ball at the 20-yard line. Worley for the first down. He's got it to the 15-yard line. He is such an explosive running back, a young man out of his offense. 1st and 10 at the 15 of the Bengals. Steelers looking for their 3rd straight win. Hodge out of the backfield, leading the blocking. Worley against Fulcher, lowered his shoulder, took it down near the 12-yard line. 2nd and 7 with the ball at the 12-yard line. The counter to Merrill Hodge. Not much blocking out in front as he tried the sweep play. It's good for a couple down to the 10-yard line.
And they're going to come outside and watch when at the point of attack, Ricky Dixon, Terry Long's going to get out. He gets a good block on the outside, but Ricky Dixon is the man that's going to come up. No one blocks him. Long gets a good block here, but here comes Dixon. No one to get him. He makes the play.
They go with 4 wide receivers on 3rd and 5 with the ball at the 10-yard line. Hodge, the only one in the backfield with Brisker. Brisker on the pump fakes. Running out of time and running out of room and heading in the wrong direction as he goes down. First sack of the day.
Right now. So Brisker has no place to go. Now he flushes him, gets out of the pocket, but here's where he makes his mistake. Take the sack right here. Wilcox is the man that just stays with him. Brisker finally realized I can't get rid of him, so I've got to go.
46-yarder on its way with the distance. It's got the direction. No, it doesn't. Just wide to the right. Just pushed it a little bit. That's only the 2nd miss of the season for Anderson, and it's still scoreless at Three Rivers Stadium. First time today, a huge offensive line led by those Pro Bowlers Munoz and Montoya, the right guard. They were banged up after last week's game, though. In the offensive backfield, the rookie Eric Ball with James Brooks. What a weapon he is. McGee and Brown, the gifted wide receivers, and a great start this year for their tight end Rodney Holman. Now, when they go to their spread offense, they'll bring in the extra wide receivers, Ira Hillary and Mike Martin. Boomer Esiason getting the start despite that tender ankle, but Sam Weiss told us that Esiason in better shape going into the game today than he was last week. Holman in motion. Eric Ball in the first carry of the day. A huge hole for the rookie. He fumbles. Loose ball. Around the 46. It's still loose, and I believe the Bengals came up with it. Let's see. The Steelers say they have it. The Steelers come out. Rod Woodson's got it.
Anything can happen in Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati knows that. They did not come into this game taking it lightly. When you take a look at the blocking, Rodney Holman's going to come out, and he gets Lloyd, number 95, and just kicks him to the outside. You see Lloyd in your picture here. Now watch Rodney Holman. All he has to do is screen Lloyd. Once he does that, here comes Ball on the inside, but the hit is made by Rod Woodson, and just the ball pops out. Williams, it looks like comes out with the ball, but no, it goes back, and here's where I thought Cincinnati, and you and I thought Cincinnati had the ball, and they gave it to Pittsburgh.
Rod Woodson came out of the pile with it. 1st and 10 now for the Steelers. At the Bengals 45 with the wideout Stone in motion. Play action for Bubby Brister, looking for his first completion of the day. It goes to Hodge. And Hodge is down to the original line of scrimmage.
Right, they're going to run the ball and when they're going to pass the ball. And as the game goes on, we'll show you what we mean.
And look at the difference over the last 2 games with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The counter to Hodge. Hodge with the hole. Inside the 35, inside the 30. All the way to the 25-yard line. A gain of 20 on the carry for a Steeler first down. Doubled up on the short side of the field on 1st and 10 at the 25. It's Hodge again. Not much room between the two. Warriors stay in the backfield on 2nd and 7. Brister looking for the quick out. He's got lips, and it's batted away. Perfect timing by Lewis Billups. 3rd and 7 into the end zone for Carter. Touchdown Steelers!
All right, Barney Bussey, number 27, is covering Carter man for man. But look at where the pass is thrown. There's no chance for Bussey to get there. It's over the shoulder. Carter makes the catch. That's 6. And Bubby knows that he throws a great ball here, and he's going back out of the pocket. Watch him. He just loves it.
Anderson drills the extra point through the uprights, and the Steelers capitalize on that early turnover. The fumble by Eric Ball. They take advantage of the Cincinnati mistake. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, looking for their 3rd straight win, have the early lead. The Steelers.
Any question that they're passing, Joel? Look at Tunch. He's back on his haunches.
Stanford Jennings taking the kickoff at the 8-yard line. Wrapped up, crossing the 25 at the 26 by David Arnold, the reserve cornerback. And let's look at that one more time. You're looking at the blocking on that pass play, the touchdown pass.
All right, here's Tuncher, and we say he just sits back on his haunches, and there's just no doubt about it. And Jim Scout knows that they're going to throw the football. That's one of the best reads I've ever seen by a defense. You know, to be able to see a guy like that. The question is, you got to beat him. He's a tough player.
5:54. 5:44 left in the first quarter, and this is only the 2nd snap offensively for the Bengals. Eric Ball again, the young man who fumbled it, takes it on 1st and 10. A little bit better than 3, close to the 30-yard line. Brought down by Tim Johnson. Races are tightening up in the NFL. As if the Bengals lose today, they'll fall to 3-2, just like the Steelers. Indianapolis wins today over Buffalo. Then there's a tie in that division as well, with both those teams at 3-2. And Miami beats Cleveland. Cleveland would also be at 3-2 in the AFC Central. An early lead for Tampa Bay on a touchdown pass by Testaverde to Mark Carrier. 2nd and 6 with the ball at the 30. Pressure on Esiason. Flushed out of the pocket. It's off the fingertips of Ball. It looked like it was going to be the first sack of the day for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
This defense is fired up. Gerald Williams, number 98, was knocked down, got up, got after Boomer Esiason, and he's the man that really made the play.
Defensively for Pittsburgh, Willis, Williams, and Johnson up front. Linebackers Williams, Little, Hardy, Nickerson, and Greg Lloyd. coming off their best effort of the year last week in that 23-3 win. In the secondary, Woodruff, Woodson, Lake, the rookie, and Thomas Everett. Third, the long 6, close to 7. Hillary in motion. Pressure on his eyes, and he's down. Tim Johnson with the sack. Only the 10th sack of the season for Pittsburgh.
Boomer, number 1, was looking downfield to try to get to Brooks, but take a look at right here. Here's the man you're talking about, Tim Johnson. He's the man that makes the play on Boomer. Boomer is looking downfield first and to try to get Brooks, but Artie Nickerson holds him out. Now, just take a look. When Tim Johnson gets by the tackle, or the guard, Bruce Reimers, there's just no place to go but at the quarterback.
Lee Johnson and to punt it away to Rod Woodson. Line drives a spiral, taken to the 45. Woodson, an exceptional return man. Inside the 45 of Cincinnati with a flag down on the play. Seconds left in the first quarter, and you can see the Steelers have dominated the early portion of this contest, holding on to the ball for the most part. They got 6 first downs. The Bengals still looking for their first. First and 10 for the Steelers at their own 41. The counter to Worley. Big hole to the outside. Worley maintains his balance for a first down to the Bengals' 45-yard line. Jackson's in his second year. Worley staying in the backfield with Merrill Hodge. It's Worley. Tripped up at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a couple to the 40. Double tight end set once again. Louis Lips. Louis Lips is the only wideout. On 2nd and 8 from the 43. Worley fumbles. Loose ball. Bengals get it. Cincinnati recovering. David Fulcher, the strong safety, coming up with the football.
Joel, it's just a missed handoff, and the thing about it is David Fulcher coming from the left side of the screen. Nobody blocks him. Now, Bubby Brister tries to get a piece of him. He sees the ball on the ground. Just a bad handoff. Fulcher's there.
So when we return, the Bengals will start a drive with their best field position so far at their own 43 for the year. He really didn't play much last week.
Just didn't get the handoff, and then Fulcher comes from behind. Brister tried to get a piece of him, couldn't do that, and Fulcher's on the ball.
Esiason on the quick one. Goes over to Eddie Brown. It's complete to the 47-yard line for a gain of 4.
Joel, it's just a matter of time. You've got to get James Brooks into the game. He's the most dominant player on the field right now. I know Boomer has a great arm. Brown can catch the ball, get downfield, so can McGee. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, talking to them, they want to key on him, whatever he does. So you've got to get him into the ball game somehow. One
of the great steals in Bengal history. That trade that brought James Brooks from San Diego and fullback Pete Johnson. 2nd and 6. Brooks gets it. Brooks' first carry of the day. He's across the midfield stripe, spinning close to the first down marker. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Looks like he's just short. Indianapolis on a touchdown run by Jack Trudeau, their quarterback. 2-touchdown lead early over Buffalo as they try to move into a lead, or at least a tie for the lead in the AFC Eastern Division. And look at the bottom score, Paul. Surprise there at Tampa Bay with an early 14-0 lead over the Chicago Bears. Green Bay getting a touchdown pass from Mikowski, their quarterback, with a 4-point lead over Dallas. 3rd and inches. 3rd and less than a yard for the Bengals at the 47 of the Steelers. And it's James Brooks. And I don't believe he got it. He is stopped right at the original line, the 47. It'll require a measurement, but I think he's short of the first down. David Little stuffing the play up the middle, the inside linebacker.
This time, I think it gives the ball the ball.
You even need to hand it off, though, with Boomer Esiason at 6'5", 215.
He's got a bad ankle.
4th and inches. Esiason in the quarterback sneak. And he's got the first down inside the 46-yard line. Let's go to Marv Albert now for an update in NFL Live. For Esiason, actually his second. It goes to the tight end, Rodney Holman. A great grab. It's complete all the way down to the 26-yard line.
We talked to Rodney yesterday, and he is really cool, and he knows that Boomer is going to try to find him. He loves to throw to the tight end, and Rodney Holman is reacting for him.
Here's the attack offense of the Bengals. Fires it out for Eddie Brown. It's complete once again near the 20-yard line for a gain of about 6. So on 1st and 10, ESTASON got him up to the line in a hurry, and that's one of the few times we've seen that attack offense. And let's look at what the Steelers are going to do when they bring in their extra defensive backs. An extra defensive lineman is Aaron Jones, and the two to make it a dime package will be Delton Hall in the secondary along with Larry Griffin. 2nd and 5. Ball just outside of the 20, close to the 21. James Brooks tries to get outside. Won't be able to turn the corner. Thomas Everett along with Keith Willis. Everett coming up out of the secondary on the run support.
Gives you an idea of the speed of Pittsburgh's defensive line. Keith Willis, number 93, he is the man that really makes the play. Now Everett makes the tackle, but Willis coming inside. Take a look at the speed of Willis. He's the guy that throws Brooks off. Once he does that, Everett has a chance to get there and make the play.
Bengals 0-2 in 3rd down conversions. This is a 3rd and 6. Ball back at the 22-yard line with Holman in motion. ESTASON will dump off to Eric Ball, who's got the 1st down and then some inside the 10, all the way down to the 7-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal Bengals. David Little finally wrapped up the running back, the rookie from UCLA, the 2nd-round draft choice. A gain of 15 on the reception.
And Joel, I don't know whether it's a planned play or not, but Hardy Nickerson, number 54, the linebacker that's in the game, blitzes. And when he did that, Ball runs right by him, and he's wide open, and Boomer picks it up. Look at 54. Here comes Ball in his face. All right, now Nickerson is blitzing. Once he does that, Ball is wide open to run down the field. Little is there to make the tackle, but they have a 1st down.
1st and goal. Play action for ESTASON and plenty of time. Into the end zone, wide open. It's Ball, and he drops it. Nifty job by ESTASON to step up, though, in the pocket to buy a lot of time.
He does buy a lot of time. Has presence of mind to not get beyond the line of scrimmage. Sees Ball in the end zone all by himself. They will run this thing back tomorrow when they look at it, and I guarantee you, Ball will have his head down because they'll be teasing him. Now, you can't get an easier 6 than that is.
2nd and goal once again outside of the 7-yard line. Brown and McGee, the wide receivers. The tight end Holman is in motion. James Brooks on the carry. Can't get to the outside. Knocked out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Wayne Woodruff, the elder statesman in the secondary, on the corner, forcing him out along with Gerald Williams, the outside linebacker. That's the final play of the 1st quarter. Eagles on their 1st play of the 2nd quarter. They'll be facing a 3rd and goal with the ball right outside the 6-yard line. And ESTASON will not go out the shotgun. They'll keep Brooks and Ball in the backfield with Eddie Brown in motion. Into the end zone. His receiver fell down. It's incomplete. Wanted the tight end Rodney Holman.
Yeah, they had 2 people out there. They had Everett and Little both covering. Take a look at Rodney Holman. Little pushes him to the outside. He slips and falls down, and Everett just sees the ball, can't get to it. It looked more like Boomer was throwing that ball away than directly at Rodney.
It'll be a field goal. Try to get the Bengals on the board for the 1st time today. Jim Breach in his 1st game since returning this week, replacing Jim Gallery, was waived after only converting on 2 of 6 field goal attempts. It'll be a 13-yard try, 23-yard try. It's on its way, and it's perfect. From the 13, the 23-yard field goal cuts the deficit to 4 with Pittsburgh still leading Cincinnati.
To a good team like the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Bengals are down by 4. The Bengals, well, they're used to coming from behind. At least last week they were, because they trailed 10-0 very early against the Kansas City Chiefs before rallying for that 21-17 victory. And they come in today with a 3-game winning streak. Lee Johnson gets into it, and Rod Woodson waits for it. He'll take it back at his own 2-yard line. Woodson looking for a block to the outside. Knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Robert Jackson on the special team stop for Cincinnati. 1st and 10. Brister in the offense with Derek Hill, the rookie from Arizona, in motion. Brister rifles it for Lewis Lips for a 1st down to the 40-yard line. streak of consecutive games with a catch. That's his 30th straight. The give going to Merrill Hodge on 1st and 10. It's like you're talking about the Bengals, not the Steelers, because they do it so well on the ground. 2nd and 4 at the 46. Worley can't break out of the tackle and pick up the first down. He still gets 3, though, to the 49-yard line. Steelers 2 of 3 in 3rd down conversions. The counter to Hodge, and he's wrapped up almost as soon as he got the ball by Jason Buck. Buck, the Outland Trophy winner at BYU.
Mike Martin will line up by the 10. Don't go back beyond that. We'll find out where it is and just stand there. Goes over his head, you let it go.
Now, yesterday, Newsom in practice was not trying to go for the sideline. He was just trying to keep it as high as possible for his cover team to get down. Spirals out a low one. Martin will take it at the 11. Dodges the first and the second, but goes down across the 15. The Bengals get it back with 11 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first half, sending their tight end Holman in motion. James Brooks on the carry on 1st and 10 across the 20. He's got 4 yards.
Tackled by Gerald Williams.
Gerald Williams, the outside linebacker. The rookie from Purdue, their 4th-round draft choice, making the stop. Other scores now are out as well over the Oilers. 2nd and 6 now. With the ball at the 20-yard line. Eddie Brown will go in motion. Eric Ball will get it. Eric Ball bottled up across the 22 near the 23-yard line for a gain of 3. Carnell Lake coming in to stop his former college teammate Eric Ball.
Joel, take a look at number 82 is Rodney Holman. Not only is he a great pass receiver, but he's also an excellent blocker. He's trying to block Lloyd, number 95, to the outside. And this is the thing about tight ends. When you talk about a complete tight end like Rodney Holman is, he is. Not only can he get downfield, he's your extra wide receiver outside as big as he is.
3rd and a long 2. The ball just outside of the 23, close to the 24. Bengals only 1 of 4, though, in 3rd down conversions. They go with 4 wide receivers, and Brooks gets the ball, and he's got the first down. Across the 27 near the 28-yard line, tripped up by the defensive lineman Keith Willis.
Joe, you know what, an interesting thing on the play before this with Ball carrying the ball, what happened was James Brooks went the other way because he knows, and the Bengals coaching staff, they know that Pittsburgh, they're keying on James Brooks. So he went to the right out of the backfield, even when Ball was running a sweep to the left.
Brooks and Ball staying in the backfield on 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Esiason, 4 of 7 in the passing department, hits another to James Brooks across the 35 near another first down. Out of bounds, a yard short at the 37-yard line. Brooks is so dangerous out of the backfield, and that has also opened things up, Paul, for the tight end Rodney Holman.
It really does, and Rodney's the first guy that gives the praise to James Brooks. When you have a guy like that out in the field, we got an injured player down for Pittsburgh.
And then later this evening at 8, it's the Cubs and the Giants. And the A's with a victory to wrap up that best-of-7 series. 2nd and 1 now for the Bengals. Ball at their own 37. James Brooks. What a job he has done, weaving his way out of the backfield across the 40 to the 43-yard line for another Cincinnati first down. He is so difficult to bring down. Pulls the 360 and gets an extra 3 or 4 yards.
Well, you know that Rodney Holman, we talked about him before, can catch the ball. Now look at the blocking to the inside. He's on Gerald Williams. That's Williams with a J, and they also have a Gerald Williams with a G. But Rodney Holman does the job. With James Brooks, you better keep an eye on his feet because they never stop moving.
Play action for Esiason on 1st and 10 from the 42. Going deep. He's looking for Brown. He's got it inside the 15, all the way down to the 11-yard line. Working on the cornerback Rod Woodson, Thomas Everett, the safety, trying to help him out on the far side. A 45-yard completion.
This is a perfect pass right off of play action, but I'm going to tell you something. Rod Woodson, the mistake that he makes on this particular play, number 26, is that he'll turn around and look back at Boomer instead of trying. See him looking back here. If he takes a look at the receiver and tries to pick up that extra ground, it's very difficult to run full speed when you're looking back the other way, Joel, but it was a perfect pass.
1st and 10 for Cincinnati, all the way down to the Steelers' 11-yard line as they try to take their first lead of the day. Esiason for his tight end Holman. It's incomplete. Working on the strong safety, the rookie Carnell Lake.
Well, even though Rodney misses this, he still has great hands. Rodney will just slip out into the flat. Number 82, Rodney Holman. He just slips out into the flat just to get that short dink and pick up yardage. Now, the ball is off his fingertips. It could have been a little bit closer. Lake was there. I don't know if he'd have picked up any yardage after that anyway.
Holman caught 39 last year, earning his first trip to the Pro Bowl. He's in his 8th year out of Tulane. Esiason now 6 of 10, 97 yards through the air, facing his 2nd and 10 at the 11-yard line. Double tight end set. Eric Ball, not much available up the middle. Tripped up by Keith Willis, who's back in there after they taped up that injured ankle. And Ball is down to the 9-yard line.
Questionable, whatever it is, but they're all playing.
3rd and 8 with the ball at the 9-yard line. James Brooks in motion. Play action to Brooks. Wide open, the tight end, and it's deflected, I believe, as Esiason tried to find Eric Caddix. Greg Lloyd was applying the pressure, the outside linebacker. Couldn't tell whether he got his hand on the ball, but it was fluttering from Esiason.
Take a look. This is just a naked bootleg. Here comes Brooks in a fake reverse action. And Lloyd is there. Does he get a piece of it?
Yes.
Well, the ball still looks like it's in flight. The spiral is still there. I don't know whether he got it or just Boomer just threw it short. Boomer is the one that clapped his hands, looked like I made the mistake.
It'll be a field goal attempt for Jim Breach, a 27-yarder. Earlier he had a 24-yarder. It's on its way. And once again, it's good. Flags are down on the play, though. And Lee Johnson kicking it away once again to Rod Woodson to the 6-yard line. Woodson weaving his way past the 30 with a block to the 40. And driven down from behind in Cincinnati territory to the 49-yard line. That was a 45-yard return by Rod Woodson. Play action as Brisker almost ran into Worley. He goes for Lewis Lips. It's complete inside the 40. Worley on the 1st and 10 give. Breaks the initial tackle to the backfield. Gets good yardage. Sprinting to the outside to the 30-yard line. A gain of closing in once again. 2nd and 3. Worley with a big hole. Inside the 25 for the first down to the 23-yard line. 92-10. 1st and 10 for the Steelers. Inside the 24. Brisker going for Lips and throwing the ball away with pressure coming. What a difference. As opposed to the first meeting between these two teams with all that yardage on the ground, but Worley can't get out of the backfield this time. Receivers to each side with Carter. The slot back coming in. 3rd and close to 10. Back at the 23. Brisker with pressure coming. Eludes the rush. He'll go up the middle. Inside the 20. He's got the first down to the 10-yard line. 1st and 10 right at the 10. They open with a double tight end set and give it to Tim Worley. Worley. Power blocking up front. 2nd and 5. At the 5. They can still pick up a first down just outside of the goal line. Merrill Hodge slams it ahead inside the 3. Now Brisker will work out of the shotgun on 3rd and 3. Brisker. The dump off to Carter. Carter can't get away. He's down at the 7-yard hand. Gary Anderson missed a 46-yarder. This will be a 24-yard attempt. It's up. It's on its way, and it's perfect. And this
on for 6 weeks. I'll talk about it later.
Kickoff by Anderson, headed to the end zone, in and out of the end zone. Stanford Jennings could only watch it. So an effective kickoff. And it'll be 1st and 10 on the touchback for the Bengals at their own 20-yard line.
No, I was talking about that injured reserve role in training camp. As people know, if you put someone on injured reserve in training camp, he's out for the entire year. But during the course of the regular season, Joel, if you put a guy on any time in the season, it's at least 6 weeks. And most injuries are only 4 weeks. Even when you have arthroscopic surgery, it's only a 4-week injury and a guy can get back, but you've got to keep him out for 6 weeks.
Esiason on 1st and 10 from his own 20-yard line. Wide of the intended target, Eddie Brown at the 30-yard line.
I got to believe Boomer lost his footing a little bit. They're sitting on an area that we looked at yesterday, Joel, is where the pitcher's mound is. Now, this is a piece of material that they put in there. It's blacktop underneath, but they put it in there. They're standing in the huddle on it right now. and that lip on the thing is about a ½ inch high.
Esiason is now 6 of 12, a total of 97 yards passing. Eddie Brown goes in motion on 2nd and 10. The delay to James Brooks. Brooks with the good blocking out in front. Goes to the 25-yard line near the 26. It looked like.
I was sitting there watching Tim Johnson, number 78 for the Steelers, and Brooks went by him and he just turned his head like, where'd he go? I never saw him.
Went 1-13 that year. They had to have a coin toss as the Bears went 1-13. Steelers won the coin toss. With that first-round draft choice, the #1 pick, they used it for Terry Bradshaw.
He didn't do too bad, did he?
Movement on the line, and the Bengals across the 30. Brooks the only one to the backfield. Esiason with pressure unloads and gets it to Mike Martin across the 35 near the 36-yard line. And a lot of pressure, probably the most that Esiason has seen, with the exception of the 1 sack.
Williams and Johnson, Gerald Williams and Tim Johnson were both in his face. They got the hurry up offense. The 2-minute drill is in effect. I love this part of the game.
When aren't they in the 2-minute drill?
Well, that's true. They're always.
I love the Bengals offense. The attack offense, and then that other offense they use, they call the sugar, when they huddle just about 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage. 2nd, close to 6. Clock continues to roll. Brooks wrapped up in a hurry. Thomas Everett 3 with the ball on the 38-yard line. Esiason will call the signals at the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers to each side. And again he gets them offside. For Steelers, 1st and 10 outside of the Bengals 42-yard line. Brooks making his way across the midfield stripe to the 49-yard line, and now they will use a timeout. Thomas Everett. 2nd and short now for the Bengals. With 44 seconds left in the half as Cincinnati continues to trail by 4. 2nd and a long 2. Ira Hillary going in motion. Play action to Brooks. Fires it out for the wideout, and it's a 1st down. They go to Tim McGee. And Esiason getting into it a little bit with Aaron Jones.
Boomer comes back and fakes it to Brooks. That seals the linebackers to get McGee on the outside for the 1st down.
Bengals still with 2 timeouts left. 1st and 10 to the 43 of Pittsburgh. Deep drop this time by Esiason. Has time and almost has it intercepted by Woodson. Looking for Mike Martin. It's outside of the 43. 2nd and 10. Hillary in motion again. Esiason with a quick square out. It's complete to Tim McGee for another 1st down to the 25-yard line of the Steelers with 29 seconds left in the half. Using the sideline well. 1st and 10 to the 25-yard line. Jutan is the new center for the Bengals. Going for the wide receiver Martin off his fingertips. That stops the clock with 24 seconds left in the half. They're at center for the Bengals on 2nd and 10 to the 25-yard line. Short drop this time for Esiason. Wide open Mike Martin inside the 10, all the way down to the 7. Will they use another timeout? They've got 1 left. They're saving it. Clock's moving. And finally, it is stopped.
Place on this field and they can't score from.
Steelers defense hasn't given up a touchdown over the last 8 quarters. 1st and goal from the 7. Esiason to a wide open Mike Martin. Touchdown Bengals. A blown assignment in the secondary.
Well,
Pittsburgh.
It's either Woodruff or Woodson. One of the two. 49 and 26 because they ended up in the end zone talking to each other like what happened. And when Martin goes out into the flat, there's absolutely no one there. So whether it's the cornerback Woodruff, but both of them were on the same side. Both cornerbacks were in the same position. And when you go to the outside, Martin is out there all by himself.
Jim Breach out of the hold of the backup quarterback Turk Schoner. It's about all he can do today is hold on the placements with that injured ankle of his. In for the extra point try. And the Bengals have their first lead of the day. It comes with only 8 seconds left in the 1st half.
Corner is right in here, and you're going to see it when Martin goes out. You're going to see Woodruff and Woodson. They're both going to be standing here talking to each other after this play is over with. Just take a look at the right-hand corner of the screen. Now Martin goes out. You see the 2 guys falling down in the back? They're all sitting back there. Somebody blew the coverage. One of the 2 guys.
And when you look back to what happened earlier, Eric Ball was open the same way, wide open to the goal line when he dropped a similar pass from Boomer Esiason.
But he was coming across the middle.
11 plays. Woodson waits for the squibber at the 15. Better coverage this time as he fumbles the ball. And finally, Woodson dives back to get his own fumble. It'll be Jennings taking the ball from his own 3-yard line. Good special teams coverage. Almost a clothesline hit on Jennings across the 20. At the 23-yard line by Jason Johnson, the reserve wide receiver. So after coming through with a big drive, Boomer Esiason to the offense in the final 2.5 minutes of the first half, right back on the field to start the second half. Second best rating in the AFC. Eric Ball in the backfield along with James Brooks to start the second half. A tough first half for the rookie from UCLA. Play action for Esiason, and time over the middle of the tight end. It's complete for a first down up to the 39-yard line.
You know, this is amazing. That play action pass freezes the linebackers, and that's what it's for. And then watch Rodney Holman. He gets right behind all of the linebackers, and watch where Boomer puts this ball. Right behind the linebackers. Williams, number 91, was there, but none of the other linebackers got there. That's perfect pass.
Outstanding throw by Boomer Esiason to Rodney Holman. He came in line.
Joel, don't you feel that they've got it, the Cincinnati Bengals, really to move the ball effectively? All right, Boomer can pass, and he's got an awful lot of targets. But to get Eric Ball back into this ball game. Last week, what, leading rusher for him?
71 yards on the ground against the Chiefs.
He's the key. You've got to get him back into the ball game.
And I will never forget New Year's Day, 1986 in Pasadena, California, the Rose Bowl win for the UCLA Bruins over the Iowa Hawkeyes when Ball came off the bench to replace Gaston Green and ran it for 227 yards with 4 touchdowns his freshman season for the Bruins. 2nd and 8 now with the ball to the 41-yard line. Eddie Brown in motion. There goes Eric Ball. Wanted to go to the outside, but cut it inside. Only gets a yard on the carry. So Eric Ball making the decision to go inside.
All right, we had Rodney Holman catching a pass. Now he's out there trying to block on Lloyd, number 95. And look at Lloyd just gets off of the block and makes the play. That's great defense.
Outstanding. Not much room for the rookie running back. 3rd and 6. The ball outside of the 42. Near the 43-yard line. Single to each side. They stay in the same formation. Esiason on the out with Brooks. And it's short, incomplete. It'll be a punting situation for Lee Johnson. So the Bengals get that big completion to Holman, get 1 first down, but can't convert on 3rd down. And the Steelers ready to get it back, trailing by 3. Rod Woodson waiting for the punt for Johnson in his 5th year out of BYU. He sends out a beauty, gets it to turn over. Woodson back at his own 8-yard line, surrounded by white jerseys. Wise decision.
Get down.
Exceptional coverage on the special teams by the Cincinnati Bengals after territory. It's a young Pittsburgh Steeler offense. Brisker will throw out of his own end zone. And throws it away. Outstanding coverage in the secondary. Wanted Lewis Lips, but there was double coverage on the far side. 2nd and 10. The 5-yard line with Lips in motion. Merrill Hodge gets it. Finds a seam for the run that almost picks up a first down. He's short of the first down by less than a yard to the 15-yard line. Out of their 3rd down conversion to the first half. Send Worley out of the backfield. Hodge diving for the first down across the 16. 28th overall in the league. Worley in motion again on 1st and 10 from the 16. Brisker rifles it. It's deflected, and it goes off the hands of the linebacker. That was Joe Kelly. Over the last 2 weeks, he had hit 39 of his last 47 attempts. They're changing the play at the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 10 outside of their own 16. Worley as the guard and the tackle pull. Flags down to the play. Worley across the 20. Spun out of bounds. 2nd and 15. With the ball back at the 12-yard line. Over the middle for the tight end, Malarkey. He's got it across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Tough to break out of a tackle to David Fulchers, but they're in motion. Brister out of the shotgun on 3rd and 6. Carter with the reception. Does he have enough for the first down? He's right at the marker. I think he's got it. They come out 1st and 10. Their own 27-yard line. Brister has time of the play action all day, and it's off the fingertips of Merrill Hodge.
It's 8-5.
Brister throwing again. Going for Rodney Carter across the 30 on 2nd and 10. He's jolted out of bounds at the 34-yard line, and the Steeler fans, they wanted a late hit and a flag on the far side. For the Cincinnati Bengals.
Now we got confusion again in the backfield of Pittsburgh.
3rd and 3 with the ball at the 34. The quick out, Lips has it, and he's got a first down for the Steelers across the 40 to the 42-yard line. The give goes to Hodge. Good run blocking again across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Gailey on the carry, stacked up at the line. Driven back to their own 5. Brister with only 2 wide receivers. And Lips in motion. Will they go with the reverse? Yes. Lewis Lips with blockers in front. Across the 40, hit down from behind at the 46-yard line. 26 with 6:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Brister with time again. Rifles it for Carter, his 4th catch of the day. Check that, his 5th reception. Good enough for a first down. Their own 5. Brister with a pump fake. Looking deep. Goes underneath. It's complete. He's got Dwight Stone for the first time. 97 yards. Warland jamming it up the middle. Takes it down to the 25-yard line for it. Doesn't hold up for him. He may get killed. Lips in motion on 1st, 2nd, and 6. They give to Merrill. 7 of 10 and 3rd down conversion. Out of the shotgun goes Brister looking for Lips. Does he take it in? No, he couldn't hang on to the ball while trying to keep both feet inbound. It'll be a 41-yard field goal attempt for Anderson. It's on its way, and it's good. And it's all even at Three River Stadium. Their first lead of the first half. They gained it with only 8 seconds left in the first 30 minutes of play as the Steelers put together an outstanding effort. Stanford Jennings waiting for the kickoff, fumbling into the goal line.
That ball came into the playing field.
It did hit the goal line. They're calling it a touchback, though. Play action for Esiason, and it's deflected in the line of scrimmage, falling incomplete. Now, Lewis Lips was trying to pick up a first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers just before the field goal. Let's see if it's interference, Paul.
Here's Billups coming up. Now watch his hands. He hits him there, and the ball's not even there yet, and pushes him out of bounds. That was a 3rd down situation. Pittsburgh had taken the ball back deep in their own territory, the 5-yard line, and moved it all the way to that point. That was a 3rd down play that should have been called.
2nd and 10 now for the Bengals. The crowd really getting into it. A sold-out Three River Stadium. Esiason, pressure coming. Buys some time, and goes down to the 21. Good coverage downfield by the Pittsburgh secondary, and a very young secondary at that. Because they went in after just giving up a touchdown to the Bengals before the half. But once again, they have taken over and gained the momentum before their home crowd. 3rd and 8. Goes to the wideout. It's complete for a first down. That's Tim McGee with the first down to the 33-yard line as Esiason comes through. Let's go to Marv Albert now for an update in NFL Live. At the 32-yard line. This crowd having some fun now at Three River Stadium. And Mike Martin, the only wideout, goes in motion as Brooks gets the ball, and he is belted to the line of scrimmage. 9 yards. Esiason looking to throw on the quick out. It's Tim McGee from Tennessee, and he's got another first down to the 48-yard line. McGee came up with a big 3rd down reception, now on 2nd and long.
Boomer, number 1, is getting protection, but the other thing is McGee is out here one-on-one on Woodson, and he just turns Woodson to the inside. We're seeing this all day long. The Pittsburgh Steeler defensive backs are backing up, but they're taking a position on the field. That time Woodson's facing the inside of the field. McGee goes to the outside. When you read the defense, you can run your routes any place you want.
Esiason has completed 14 of 23 passes now, 191 yards. He's working on the play action on 1st and 10 from the 48. Brooks driven down as soon as he received it by Greg Lloyd, the outside linebacker, who's put together a solid effort today for Pittsburgh.
Now, we talked about Pittsburgh at the beginning. They will always be aware of where number 21, James Brooks, is on the field. That time, even though Lloyd was back in coverage, as soon as Brooks got beyond the line of scrimmage, He was making his move at Brooks.
It was a gain of 3 on the reception, bringing up a 2nd and 7 at the Steelers 49. Drive started back at the Cincinnati 20. ESTASON in trouble again. Does a nifty job to move away from the pressure. Gets a block. Gets the first down inside the 30. Sliding down at the 25-yard line. Well, it doesn't look like that ankle's bothering him too much, Paul.
He got a tremendous block downfield by Rodney Holman, number 82, on Little, number 50, the linebacker. Now the pressure is on right here. When Boomer gets past the pressure, there's nobody downfield. But coming up to the right of your screen, watch this block. Rodney Holman just takes Little down, enables Boomer to pick up an additional 13 yards.
That is the final. That total today, though, as we start the 4th quarter. It's 1st and 10 for the Bengals at the Steelers 26 with Eddie Brown in motion. Going for the quick out to Brown. He's got it against Woodson inside the 15 for another first down for the Bengals, down to the 12-yard line.
Rod Woodson is, is having his problems today because he hadn't been able to cover McGee, and now you're going to see Brown, who was in motion, him's out there. Now that's actually Woodson's man. If anybody comes into that area, even though they play a zone man-to-man a little bit, if a guy comes in that area, you have to take him. Woodson didn't read it that fast.
ESTASON with the same formation, although a new wide receiver and a new pair in there as it goes to Brooks. Battles his way to the outside, to the 10, to the 5. Does he get there? Yes. Touchdown, Cincinnati. They've got the lead once again. 13-yard touchdown run by James Brooks. Is he ever quick?
He is such a super player. But you got to take a look at that offensive line with Brian Blados, number 74. They just cave everything back to the inside. The play was designed to go inside. But when Brooks sees that there's nothing on the inside, he breaks it out to the outside. Lake just really doesn't have a chance to get to him, and neither does Everett, number 27 and 37.
Leading rusher this year for the Cincinnati Bengals. Gives the Bengals a 6-point lead. Breach on for the point after, try to make it 7. Out of the hold of Schoenert. It's on its way, and it's missed. Breach in his first game back misses the extra point, and it stays at a 6-point Bengal lead. A bewildered look on Sam White.
Well, they just cut their field goal kicker last week, and Breach got beat out in training camp. Now the ball is set. There's nothing wrong with the snap and everything. Breach knows.
Possession. Pittsburgh has had the ball nearly 10 more minutes to anybody else. This is very similar to the game last week for the Bengals when they took a lead over the Chiefs very early in the 4th quarter and made it stand up. It's taken by the up man across the 25 to the 28. Not the ultimate situation. Mike Hinnon, second-year man out of Temple. Backfield of Merrill Hodge and Tim Worley. They've gone all the way with those two. They put Carter in 3rd down situations as a slot back.
They're running.
Play action. Setting up the screen, and it's read well by Kelly. Kelly hammers the running back Worley. Yard line, 2nd and 16. Brisker fires for the tight end Malarkey's got the ball to the 40 and almost picked up the first down. Taking it 3rd and inches outside of the 40-yard line for the Steelers. They are 7 of 11 in 3rd down conversions. It'll be Worley going up top. It'll be Hodge up the middle for a first down and then some. 70 yards on the ground. A great day rushing the ball for the Steelers. 1st and 10 from their own 42. Brisker for Lips. Another first down. To his Lips. They bring in Derek Hill. The rookie from Arizona, and Worley out of the backfield in motion. Merrill Hodge again wrapped up and did a good job of just hanging on to the ball. Inside the 40 down to the 39 for a gain of 3. Exactly 12 minutes left in the 4th. The Bengals lead it by 6. 2nd and 7. The ball at the 39-yard line of Cincinnati. Brisker with pressure coming, going deep, looking for Worley. And it's incomplete inside the 10. Good. 3rd and 7. The ball at the 39. 2 wide receivers to each side. And Brisker will work out of the shotgun. Brisker buying some time. And plenty of time. Back across the field and underthrows Rodney Carter. His favorite target so far today is Carter has 5 catches. So they'll have to punt the ball away. We'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the Buffalo Bills Indianapolis Colts game, where it's 30-7 Indianapolis.
Outside, the hole was closed, and with his speed, gets right back to the outside. Nobody had a chance.
Holman, the tight end, goes in motion. Ball, the rookie from UCLA. Lundy starting on the defensive unit for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are a very, very young group.
Yeah, but they played so very well today. The only breakdowns really the Pittsburgh Steelers have had today are in third down situations. First and second down, they've been playing very well, and then all of a sudden, Boomer, not all of a sudden, but Boomer makes things happen on third down, and they get out of it, Cincinnati Bengals, and keep the drives alive.
Asking Chuck, trying to get up the line in a hurry. Gaddis, the tight end, in there now. Play action. Esiason trying to hide it. Johnson almost had him. Going for Holman, and it's overthrown incomplete. Good pressure again from Tim Johnson. Deep in their own territory. 3rd and 7 for the Bengals. Their own 23. They are 3 of 8 in third down conversions. Ira Hillary, the motion man. Esiason with time off the hands of Martin, incomplete. Carnell Lake, the rookie from UCLA, defending on the play, along with the extra D-back Larry Griffin. Punted to Rod Woodson. And it is line drive down to there, almost off the side of his foot. Woodson taking it at the 38-yard line. Up to the 45.
Dick could talk to the Chicago Bears.
Like to be in that halftime locker room. 1st and 10 for the Steelers at the 45. Short drop for Brister. Quick out to Lips. He's got it. Points on that go-ahead score by James Brooks. Breach missed the extra point. Worley for the first down. He's got it inside the 45. 43-yard line. Rodney Carter's the motion man this time. They double up on the far side. Brister with pressure coming. Scrambles away. Fires for Carter, and it's in and out of his hand. 1 minute and 35 seconds left in the 4th. 2nd and 10 from the 43. Time for Brister. Not much, though. He goes down. It's now 3rd and 18 with the ball back at the 49. Brister going for the bundle for Lips. Lips tangled up with Phillips, and a flag goes down as it falls incomplete. All the way to the 21. Worley on the carry. He is driven down. Flags into the air. Ball complete to Jim Scow. On 2nd and long, over the middle it goes to Malarkey. It's complete to the tight end. Inside the 20. 17. Brister out of the shotgun. Looking over the middle. Has his man, and it's incomplete. He has hit, though, a 24-yarder and a 40-yarder early in the 3rd. This is a 34-yard attempt. It's on its way, and it's good. Anderson brings the Steelers back within 3 with 7:18 left in the 4th. It'll be taken by Hillary at his own 6-yard line. Hillary put down at the 23. Good open field tackle by the extra defensive back Larry Griffin, who comes into the dime package. Will return to Pittsburgh for the biggest defensive series of the day. That of the Pittsburgh Steelers. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Their own 24 with 7:08 left in the 4th, and Cincinnati leading by 3. Esiason with time on the play action. It's incomplete. He wanted Tim McGee. Greg Lloyd, the outside linebacker, dropping back in the coverage.
David Little is going to drop back, number 50. Now watch him, Joel. He's reading Boomer's eyes. He really hasn't have any coverage. He sees Rodney coming across. All right, that's okay. You can go wherever you want to go. But David, I'm going to tell you, you may get all excited, pal, but you didn't have a chance. That ball, first of all, it went zinging by your head.
Bengals truly have not tried to run the ball all that much in the second half of play. They will this time, though, on the counter to James Brooks. Turns it in, wanted to go with the sweep, angled it inside for a gain of about 5. Near the 29-yard line, tripped up by Gerald Williams, the outside linebacker, the rookie from Purdue.
Rodney Holman has done it all today. He's actually pass receiver. He's also a pretty good blocker. Now here's on Willis to the inside. That's his job. He just caves Willis to the inside. Keith Willis had no place to go but on the ground. Hardy Nickerson, number 54, is the guy that really made the play, even though he didn't make the tackle. He turned Brooks back in to all of his friends.
While they're looking past, you run the ball if you're Boomer Esiason. 3rd and 5. Pass. 3rd and 5. The ball at the 29-yard line. Esiason. 3 of 9 in third down conversions. Goes for his wideout. Eddie Brown's got it, and he's got the first down near the 42-yard line.
You know, even though this score is 19-16, this is what Boomer's been doing on third down situations all day long. Just that little short pass to Brown. Woodruff is out there with him. They see Woodruff, he's just turned into the inside of the field. Every time that they've caught the Pittsburgh Steelers cornerbacks doing that, they just break it back to the outside, and there's no way to get back out to the receiver, who was Eddie Brown.
Eddie Brown, the first-round pick for the Bengals back in 1985, out of the University of Miami with 5 catches today for a total of 78 yards. First and 10. Bengals have it at their own 42. Eric Paul going nowhere. Dropped right at the original line of scrimmage. Gerald Williams, the nose tackle, making that hit. An outstanding baseball doubleheader coming your way today on NBC at 4:30 Eastern. Game 5 of the American League Championship Series as the A's try to wrap it up with a win over the Blue Jays. And at 8 o'clock Eastern, it's to the National League in Candlestick Park in San Francisco. The Cubs and the Giants in Game 4. The Giants leading that series 2 games to 1. Second and 10 now for the Bengals. Their own 42-yard line. ESTASON almost has it picked off by Woodruff. He wanted Tim McGee right at the first down marker. First stadium. 3 wide receivers in the pattern for Boomer ESTASON. ESTASON batted down to the line of scrimmage. Gerald Williams, the outside linebacker.
Joel down.
Johnson punts it away to Rod Woodson. Woodson will take it at his own 20-yard line. Woodson dancing across the 25 to the 26. And that's where the Steelers will get it back for their 4th offensive series of the second half. First and 10 carry to the 30 for a gain of 4. Let's go to New York now. NFL Live and an update with Marv Albert. Steelers offense. Brister 16 of 26 for 138 yards. But more importantly, he's had time to throw the ball today. And once again, great protections. He fires it for Derek Hill. And it's off the fingertips of the rookie at the 45. Thomas defending. Should have been a first down for Pittsburgh. Big third down. Third and a long 6. Brister firing it for Hill again. Not even close. Newsom ready to punt it away. Sends out a spiral. Not a real long one. It's taken by Mike Martin at the 26-yard line. Martin across the 35 with a group, and the Pittsburgh Steelers all rights reserved. First and 10. The ball close to the 39. James Brooks hit down by David Little. When it looked like it was going to be a big gainer, he's dropped for a gain of about 3 to the 42-yard line. Clock moves, though, in the wrong direction for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 4 minutes left. And Paul, last week in the 4th quarter, and for the most part in the entire contest, the difference in the game for Cincinnati was their exceptional defensive effort. And they're doing it once again in the second half today.
They're doing it once again, and they also got to give an awful lot of credit to the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, especially their linebackers, Williams, Little, Nickerson, and Lloyd. They've been so active today. Nickerson hasn't made that many tackles, but he's been on Brooks every time Brooks comes out of the backfield.
Second and 7. The ball at the 42. Stanford Jennings in the backfield for one of the few times this afternoon, but it goes to Brooks. Brooks can't get away from Little. Gain of about a yard to the 43-yard line.
Little and Nickerson, they're both there. Every place that James Brooks goes, that's where Nickerson goes. And I'll tell you, the linebackers for the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to take it. They're looking for a timeout here, and that'll be their second. But every place that Brooks goes, good football players.
Third and 6. The ball at the 43. Bengals are 4 of 10 in third down conversions. They go with 2 wide receivers to each side. Brooks the only one in the backfield. Long count. ESTASON trying to get him to jump off. Pressure coming up the middle. ESTASON flushed out, buying time. Can he run for the first down? Yes, he will. Into Steeler territory. And again, when ESTASON needed it in a critical third down situation, he took it upon himself.
We were talking about Hardy Nickerson. Now watch what he does.
2:17 left in the 4th with the Bengals up by 3. First and 10 from the 48. ESTASON in trouble. He's on his way down. Tim Johnson back there, along with Greg Lloyd, the outside linebacker.
You know, they ran a fake to that.
Second and 20. Holman in motion. ESTASON with a pocket collapsing, goes down again. Keith Willis, the left defensive tackle this time.
Even though they'll have to turn the ball over.
James Brooks, their incredible weapon, is the only one behind ESTASON, and he gets it. Brooks across the 40, into the secondary, to the 40, to the 30, and Woodson can't catch up with him. Brooks takes it all the way. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A 65-yard run by James Brooks.
Well, I told you that what they're going to try to do is run the ball, and they only had one guy in the backfield, and that was James Brooks. And just to pick up some of that yardage, get the clock moving. But James Brooks, you talk about a great run. There's only one guy in this field that really could catch up on him, would be Woodson. And once he breaks it through here, the only guy that really has a shot at him after that fake, and he just runs directly by Everett, is Woodson. And Woodson gets him by the shoulder pads, can't bring him down. No one else is going to catch him. And that's touchdown. That's 6.
Doesn't hurt your average either.
It doesn't. Boy, it sure breaks the back of this Pittsburgh Steelers team. That defense played so well for so long. But it's a 60-minute ball game.
And a sigh of relief from the gentleman on the field right now, the place kicker Jim Breach, who had missed the extra point when the Bengals had taken the lead earlier, 16-10. He comes through this time. Minute 49 left, and some breathing room now for the Cincinnati Bengals. For 127 yards today and 2 touchdowns for James Brooks, as he just busted it wide open before we broke away on that 65-yard touchdown run on 3rd and 27. Time now for the Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser. He wrapped it up in a hurry, and today's MVP is James Brooks from the Bengals. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of today's MVP, selected in this contest.
You give an awful lot of credit to that offensive line, because the Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting back there knowing there's only one back in the backfield, and that was James Brooks. And if they're going to hand the ball off, he's the only guy that can get it. Thomas Everett, number 27, is one of the safeties for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He missed the tackle almost at the line of scrimmage. And once that happened, because the Steelers were all up and close, and the wide guys, the corners, and the other safety were spread out, that man there missed the tackle at the line of scrimmage, and it was all over.
Lee Johnson will kick it away to Rod Woodson. The squibbert bobbled by Woodson at the 9-yard line. Woodson can't get away. And the coverage is severe. 1st and 10 at the 25. Brister out of the shotgun. Pressure, and the 3rd sack of the day comes up for Jason Buck. Out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Short of the first down marker by about on the long run by James Brooks. And now they trail by 10. Brister for Derek Hill. It's complete near the first down marker at the 35-yard line. Brister will take it for the first down. Up to the 36-yard line. Brister out of the shotgun. Going for Lewis Lips. Was it a completion or a trap? It is taken in by Lips for another first down to the 48-yard line, but it takes it down to the 36-yard line, where it's 1st and 10, with the Bengals leading by 10. Carter is the motion man. 4 wide receivers working for Blackledge out of the shotgun. Blackledge for the receiver Hill, and it's almost intercepted. Baseball. 4:30 Eastern time. The A's and the Jays from the Sky Dome in Toronto. 1st and 15 now for Blackledge and the Steelers. It's over to Lewis Lips, and it's complete. Down inside the 30.
Competitor himself. When you have so many injuries in such a young football team, there's not much you can do.
Blackledge on the jump pass to Derek Hill, the rookie from Arizona. Getting a block to the 10-yard line. And now Cleveland Stadium next Sunday for the Steelers and the Browns. Blackledge into the end zone for Lips, in and out of his hands at the 1-yard line. Experience or less. Blackledge has it deflected, and it goes in and out of the hands. Blackledge in there for the injured Bobby Brister. Has a man over the middle and throws it over the head of Derek Hill on the final play of the game. So the Cincinnati Bengals win their 4th straight. They were trailing most of the first half, took a 3-point lead at halftime, and then came through in a big way in the second half as their defense really delivered for the 2nd week in a row. Cincinnati by 10 over Pittsburgh. We'll be right back to Three Rivers Stadium.
Sold out.